Hey guys, this is Joshua Meeks with the PNW team, and you are watching the March Monthly Market Update. Now, there has been a lot of talk over the last year, and we've discussed this before on these monthly market updates, about a potential shift, or not even a potential shift, but a subtle shift that has been taking place within the market throughout, specifically starting in areas like King County and then moving slowly, gradually towards areas like Pierce County, Snohomish County, Thurston County, and the surrounding areas as well. You'll be happy to hear that it's actually been a very active market and a very strong market over the last month. Now, if you're a buyer, maybe that's not that great of news to you because you're noticing that there is a significant uptick in competition that's been happening over the last 30 to 60 days. And if you're a buyer's agent, that can be a little bit frustrating. But the good news is that this seems to be a lot more sustainable growth than we've seen over the last 5, 6, 7 years, in the sense that when we're looking at price per square foot, when we're looking at average days on market, when we're looking at the amount of homes or inventory available, we're moving gradually towards a much more sustainable market than we have seen as far as the last 5 or 6 years, when the property values have really been jumping up, and in a lot of areas a little bit too quick. Now, as a reminder, coming back from around 2010, 2011, prices were being sold at a steep discount, and that can make 2016, 17, 18, and 19 feel like the property values are astronomical if you've been, riding that wave for about the last 7 to 8 years. Keep in mind that property values around 2010 to 2011 were actually significantly discounted from what market value should have been within that time period. Now, around the time we got to about 2014, 2015, market values are coming back barely to what values should have been. And then around 2017, 2018, now property values are, starting to inch up towards the higher or almost unaffordable areas in a lot of communities, especially specifically within areas like King County and some of the more high density areas of Pierce County. Now, one of the reasons specifically that the real estate market has been able to consistently see growth over the last 6 to 7 years is that mortgage rates have been really conducive for that. So for more information on mortgages, I'm going to have my friend Stephen Wright from Movement Mortgage give some helpful information about the current mortgage industry.
Hey, Stephen Wright from the Wright Group at Movement Mortgage, just giving you a quick update on the hot topic of the day, interest rates. So if you've looked around recently or if you've watched the news, you've seen that we actually are at an interest rate right now that is the lowest we've seen in 14 to 15 months. So what does that mean for you as a consumer? Basically means that you can afford more house, you can have less of a payment on a particular house. If you currently own a home, there's a possibility to refinance and save some money. So it is a great time. If you have questions, please let us know. I'd be glad to talk to you about your specific situation and get through all of the teaser rates, all of the traffic and talk out there in the world about what's going on and see if it makes sense for you. Also, I want to talk about another quick topic. We want to talk about outside the box. So when we think of lending and inside the box, we think of things like FHA loans, VA loans, conventional loans, the typical vanilla type stuff that we have day to day. Well, outside that box, there is a lot of different options. So if you've ever had a unique situation or have been told by a lender, we would love to speak to you. There are ways that we can look at bank statements instead of tax returns. We can talk about shorter wait periods after a foreclosure, short sale, or bankruptcy. There are many options right now that can get someone to be a home buyer that doesn't fit inside the normal box. So if you have a question, please let us know. We are always here to help. If not, have a fantastic day.
So with that being said, that's one of the reasons that we've seen specifically a lot of pending deals right now. Since mortgage rates have dropped a little bit over the last couple of weeks, that's really given buyers the confidence to jump back in the market. Subsequently, we've seen the amount of homes under contract over the last month go from just over 5,100 homes in the Northwest Multiple Listing Service to over 8,100 homes. That is one of the largest increases that we've seen from one month to the next over the last few years in a long time. And again, the reason being for that is that we saw a steeper decrease in mortgage interest rates than we've seen for years. Now, we are seeing year over year growth, that we're seeing a little bit more homes in the market, again, a little bit more comfortable and a little less volatility year after year, which is what we want to see within the real estate market, whether you're a buyer, a seller, or a professional within the real estate industry. The amount of available homes did not increase as quick as the amount of under contract homes, and that went from 9,773 to about 10,531 homes in the Northwest Multiple Listing Service, meaning that we're seeing a lot more homes go under contract over the last month than we're seeing available over the last month. Hopefully, we'll continue to see the amount of homes available be sustainable for the amount of buyers that we have with the current mortgage interest rates. Now, as a reminder, we're coming from a market where we've seen, 10, 11, 12, 13% year-over-year growth in a lot of areas within Pierce and King County. And while that's exciting as a homeowner or as a seller or somebody that's retaining that equity, it's also not very sustainable. And now what we're starting to see so far in 2019 is a lot more slow, consistent, sustainable growth, which is closer to that 5, 6, 7% a year. From month to month, from the month of February to the month of March, we've seen property values, average price per square foot, go from around $254 per square foot to $254 per square foot. So in my opinion, I think that's great news. Again, property values probably will continue to grow over the next 4 to 5 months because these are historically the most active months in the market, and that lack of inventory tends to lead to growth within the real estate market. And from the difference between active and pending properties, we're starting to see a little bit of strain there, as we always do coming into the season of the year around March or April. The other good news is that we've seen the average list price versus sale price increase a little bit from around 97% of list price to 98% of list price, which is good news. We've also seen the days on market decrease accordingly. The average days on market was around 61 days on market last month. This month, it's 53 days on market. And as we get closer to the hotter months of summer, we will continue to see likely the sale price of homes get a little bit closer to the average list price of homes, getting closer to 99% or even maybe 100% of list price. We'll also continue to see likely the average days on market decrease from 60-something days, 50-something, 40-something, 30-something, and that's usually around where it starts to plateau, is around 30-something days on market on average within the summer months. As a reminder, anything that's less than 3 months of inventory in this real estate market is considered a seller's market. And for most of us who are active within this industry, we don't even remember the last time that we saw, unless it's in a specific geographic or luxury market, the last 9 months of inventory sustained anything less than 3 months of inventory. With that being said, the months of inventory went from 2.1 months last month to around 1.9 months. That number, that metric, means that if no more homes go on the market, the amount of current homes will last about 1.9 months with the current amount of buyers that we see in this market. Overall, what we would say is that this is a really good start to 2019. We've seen mortgage interest rates drop quite a bit over the last couple weeks. That really gives buyers much more leverage. So keep in mind, if you're going under contract for new construction, you might not be able to lock that loan for a little while. If you're going to be closing in the next 30 to 60 days, that's great news for you. You have more buying power, more leverage. And even as a seller, these mortgage interest rates mean that with more demand in the market, your price, your value, your equity within your home is a little bit more sustainable for the time being. So hope that's all good news to you, whether you're looking to buy or sell. If you'll have any other questions anytime within the real estate market, feel free to reach out to us wherever you might find us and wherever you might find this video. We appreciate you tuning in to watch, and thank you so much.